Hey everyone, it's Joy here for Honeybee Stamps. Today I made a card doing some no-line coloring with the super cute Love is in the Air stamp set. So I have in my MISTI some smooth watercolor paper, and I'm inking up some images from the Love is in the Air stamp set with Honeybee Stamps no-line coloring ink. As you can see, some of my images are darker than the others, and that was just because apparently I did not clean off my stamps properly the other time I used it, but it really actually didn't matter. Once I started coloring, you didn't notice the lines. But that very bottom bird was not used before, so that's exactly what the no line coloring ink looks like, not these other darker images. Okay, so for this tree, I am going to be using oatmeal and dark brown. I'm using Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers, and that's why I'm using watercolor paper, because these will not color properly on regular cardstock. This is smooth watercolor paper. I am coming in with the dark green, adding some shadow areas, and then I'm going to come in with the May green and blend that out a little bit. Normally when I use Zig markers, I use one color and then use water, like my water brush pen, to kind of blend that out. I am doing that different this time, which was kind of new for me and actually quite a bit of fun. So I'm laying down the darker color, blending out the light. I am coming back in here with that little bit of that darker again because I think I blended out too much. Now the key to blending out the darker color with the lighter color is you need to wipe off the tip of your lighter marker once it's been in the darker color, because it will just continue to carry that over into your image. So in between, like what I'm doing here is I'm just wiping it off on a paper towel. You could also wipe it off on a scratch piece of paper, and it just kind of gets that darker color off of your lighter color marker. I am using light pink and pink here. Pink, that darker color pink was the regular pink in the center, and then light pink. I will come back in with dark pink to add some more detail to the center of the flower. For the bird, I'm using light blue, turquoise green, and Persian green. And I'm again just blending these colors together. And when I take that lighter color into a darker color, I am going to wipe it off on my paper towel so that way I don't keep carrying darker and darker colors into the lighter area. I did think when I was done coloring these that it would have been really pretty to have a yellow belly on the bird. So I think that might be something I would do next time, because I think yellow and turquoise is really a beautiful color combination. I will be coloring both of these birds the same. I will also be coloring those other leaves the same green that I did on that tree branch. So this is really simple to color with Zig markers. I think they're very forgiving. They are beautiful. I love to do no line coloring with these. So it was really a lot of fun to color these images. I've actually lately been really wanting to do some no line coloring, and so today absolutely worked out. So I was really glad. So I'm going to finish blending out these wings. I am going to add a little bit more of the turquoise green to that light blue on the feathers back there. I think they just looked a little too light blue, but I'm going to blend that out with the light blue marker. Again, wiping off the excess dark. Then I'm coming in with the yellow marker, and then the dark pink for the centers of the flowers. And then I'm going to come in with black for the eyes, and I will add another detail at the end. I'm going to use the coordinating dies to die cut these out. I'm just using some low tack tape to tape these in place. Then I'm just going to run these through my die cut machine, and then we have our images. So now I'm doing a mini slimline card, and this is Honeybee Stamps Wispy Clouds Stencil. I'm coming in with Speckled Egg Distress Oxide ink and Honeybee Stamps blender brush. I have my white cardstock here trimmed down to 6 inches by 3 inches, and I'm just overlapping these clouds. I didn't want a really busy background, but I did want a cloud background. I really liked Speckled Egg with these other brighter colors because it's kind of in a different hue of colors, and it just kind of went away in the background, but without it being a white background. Now I just took the rest of the ink that was on my brush and a little bit that was on my work surface and just lightly went over this whole card panel to kind of soften the clouds and the white cardstock, so a little bit blended together for the background. In my Misty, I am using the Sentiment Praying from the stamp set Praying Big Time. I'm also going to be using the coordinating die for this sentiment. I prepped my cardstock with an anti-static powder tool. I am coming in with Honeybee Stamps clear ink, stamping my sentiment using gold embossing powder, and then I will just use my heat tool to heat that up until it's melted, and you will know it's melted because it's nice and shiny. And I love gold embossing powder. I think it's so, so pretty. Then I will use the coordinating die for this. Yay! I love coordinating dies for sentiments, which Honeybee Stamps is so fantastic with. Now I'm just going to lay this out, and the rest of the sentiment is going to say for you. So the whole thing is going to say praying for you. I want to stamp the for you on my actual card panel, and I'm going to do that with Honeybee Stamps Intense Black ink. So I just lined up those two sentiments. I'm using the grid on the front of my mini Misty here to make sure everything is nice and straight. I don't have any of my images adhered down yet, but I am going to stamp that sentiment. I just kind of had everything roughly laid out so I would know where I wanted all of the sentiments. So I'm going to start with that sentiment. I'm going to adhere this down. Now some of my images are going to be hanging off of this, which is totally fine for a couple reasons. A mini slimline card measures 6.5 by 3.5. This card panel is 6 by 3. So a little bit of overhang, you don't even have to trim anything off of this card. If you wanted to, you totally could, but I'm going to leave everything kind of hanging off the edge. So I'm going to add some foam tape behind one of these flowers. Both of the birds are going to have foam tape. One of those leaves is going to have foam tape, and then everything else will just be adhered directly to this card panel. I think these pops of color, the pink and the turquoise together, are so pretty. It feels very spring-like. But at the same time, that color in the background, that speckled egg, almost feels like maybe some rain clouds are coming. So I kind of liked the whole vibe of this card. So I'm going to finish adhering this down. Then I'm going to add a gold mirror mat behind this card panel. So that is going to measure 6.25 by 3.25. And then I'm going to adhere that to my white mini slimline card base, which again measures 6.5 by 3.5. I'm just going to adhere that with some tape runner, and then we're going to finish this off with some Nuvo crystal drops. I am using pale gold and dandelion yellow. The dandelion yellow are going to be for those little stamens that go inside of this flower. I thought the yellow and the pink would be so, so pretty. I did not want to introduce a different color, so I kept the yellow because the little beaks on the birds were yellow. I also added some white dots to the bird's eyes with my white gel pen. And then I'm coming in with the pale gold and just adding some scattering of dots all around this whole card. And I just think it's turned out so, so pretty. And you guys, this was so simple to put together, and the coloring was really, really simple. And look at how pretty. We've got this great Praying for You card, which I think we all need some of these in our stash. And the zig coloring is so pretty. The no line coloring is so pretty. So I hope you guys enjoyed this project. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.